Stop shaking, please. I'm not naked. I am dressed. Hi babies. I was getting ready to shoot this whole long intro, but I've been watching Stranger Things all day and I'm home alone now, so I'm terrified and I gotta get out of here, and I really want to get this video up for you guys. This is how I meal prep for weight loss. This food lasts me 5 days when I eat it for lunch and dinner, and then I make smoothies in the morning, and I always have a lot of bananas and mangoes if they're in season in between meals. I try to stop eating at 7:30, and I'm sure that there's gonna be many questions that I haven't answered. I was supposed to answer it right now, but I gotta go. I love you guys. Happy November. Bye. First, you always gotta start with a clean fridge. So for breakfast, I always have a morning smoothie, so all I do to prepare is I freeze ripe bananas ahead of time, and I set aside the seeds I use in little baggies, and it saves me a lot of time in the morning. So I put aside 1 teaspoon each of chia seeds, 1 teaspoon of hemp seeds, and 1 teaspoon of flax seeds, and I reuse those bags, of course. The first thing you're going to want to prepare is your tofu marinade so that it can soak while you cook. I used extra firm tofu, you can use whatever you want, and I rinsed it and dried it with a paper towel. And make sure you keep the container because I like to actually marinate the tofu inside of that. Then I made a marinade out of lemon juice and some spices. I cut the tofu so that the marinade would soak through, but that's completely optional. And then I'm going to add garlic powder, sumac, and chili lime seasoning, but you can add whatever flavor you'd like, whatever seasonings. And of course, the longer you let it sit, the better, but this could be done in about 2 hours. Next, I'm going to throw together a couple salads in mason jars. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but they're great to keep on hand, and I usually prepare 2 to 3 jars ahead of time. Basically put whatever veggies you want or have on hand. I used spinach, arugula, cherry tomatoes, mushrooms, carrots. I added some chickpeas and pepitas. And I also made an avocado cilantro lime dressing, but I forgot to shoot it, so let me know if you want that recipe. I like to keep a couple bases in the fridge, so I'm going to make 2 cups of quinoa and some black bean pasta salad. So first I'm going to chop up some cherry tomatoes that are kind of squishy already, and I'm going to roast them with garlic on 450 degrees in the oven until they look right. Now it's time to fry up our tofu. So I use some coconut cooking spray on high heat, and I'm going to lay the tofu down, and then we're going to drizzle the rest of the marinade on there, and you can just let that sizzle and get as brown as you like it. Now to make the chili, I used a little bit of olive oil. I chopped up some onions, and I'm going to add red and yellow peppers. You could actually wait for those onions to get a little bit more brown than I did. And I'm going to add some vegan meat crumbles, but that's totally optional. And then add in your black beans, and I'm going to use cannelli beans because that's what I had, and it actually came out really good with it. So just use whatever beans you have on hand. I used 2 cans of black beans and 1 can of cannelli beans. I then added a can of organic stewed tomatoes. You can put fresh tomatoes or whatever you have on hand, diced tomatoes. And then I added 2 small cans of organic tomato paste. And you're going to let this cook for about 30 minutes on low heat. "30 minutes later, I add corn and shredded carrots, and we're gonna let it sit a little while longer. And this is how I packed my food for the next day to take to work or to school, or just to keep it super convenient so I can just grab it out of the fridge and not even think about it. When you prepare your meals ahead of time, it's less likely that you'll make bad choices. Alright guys, that's it for my meal prep video. Let me know what you thought, and if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys.